I measure friendships? Why? Is there a video I'm supposed to be watching?
I would answer first.
So annoying.
Quality or length?
Oh, that is a good question. How do you measure friendships? Quality or length? Quality. I say quality. I think you could know someone for a really, really long time, but if you don't take the time to actually get to know them as they evolve, then that friendship might not be the best type of friendship. Does that make sense? There are people who have known me since high school who are not good friends to me. But there are people who have also known me since high school who have taken the time to learn me every step of the way. And there are people who just met me last month who have become the best of friends with me because they've taken the time as well to invest in a good friendship. So I definitely would say quality over length any day. Welcome to Sophie's oddest topics of the week. You know what I get? You get what I mean? Like hottest, but oddest. Don't worry, I'm going to make it stick. I'm going to try to find a really cool intro for this one.
The length of a friendship does not dictate the quality of that friendship or relationship. It doesn't matter how long you've known someone. The big question will always be, do they add value to your life? And do you add value to theirs? I knew someone once. We actually met at work. We became fast friends, and we were actually friends for a very long time. One day, I got some really great news, something that would elevate me in my work, and I shared it with this person. Now listen, I always pay attention to energy when I'm talking to someone or connecting with someone. And if your energy is giving off, I'll know. When I tell you the cloud that came over this person's face when I shared that news, I was actually stunned, but not too stunned to speak. And I looked at this person. I said, what was that? What was that look? This person got so flustered. They didn't know that I caught it. They started to apologize profusely. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Now, whether they meant it or not, it did not sit well with me, and I did not stick around long enough to find out. I moved to the US with my family when I was 13. Integrating and adjusting was not an easy task. On top of that, what I found was that most people had their friend groups from a very early age.
I feel like this should be a whole episode on its own. And we will have a friendship episode on its own. Because I have learned a lot. I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, that's so interesting. I have been through so much with friendships and friends because I had such a misguided idea of what friendship should be. What I mean by that is I grew up watching, did we all watch like the Hannah Montana trio duo thing, right? Where like you would constantly watch where it's like the person and the sidekick or the two friends or the three best friends. And I grew up thinking, that's what I wanted, right? I wanted that childhood friend who would stay with me and stick with me forever and ever and ever. And I would find myself in positions where I was with people who did not have my best interests at heart. And that happened for a really, really long time until I decided to figure out what I actually wanted out of friends. So I say all that to say, quality, she's right. Like I'm huge now about energy. I'm huge about respecting boundaries. I'm huge about also saying, who's a friend? Like who's an acquaintance? Who's a colleague? Who's a friend, who's a close friend, who's a best friend, who's a, party friend. I got brunch friends now. I have photo shoot friends. I have work friends. Like I'm learning that people can also serve as friends in different capacities for you. And that's okay. And that's why I'm like, I understand the whole quality versus length thing. Length I throw out the window because someone can know you for 20, 30 plus years and actually never know you or just even be around you just as they want to leech off of you. And I say that with my chest. If you're watching this, you know who you are with my chest. Okay, next one.
So there's a comment here that I think is interesting.
I'm currently in a position where I don't feel like I have friends. This video made me realize that the one friend I have is still in my life because I've known them since forever. However, I don't feel like we align anymore. It's funny because I was thinking about our friendship today and this video popped up. I guess it was meant to be a sign. I just don't know how to start friendships, I guess. I don't know where to even look or what to say. Okay, let us do Friendship 101, how to make friends in 2024. First things first. What kind of friends are you looking for? Make a list, okay? I did this when I moved to New York recently. I was like, okay, what are my priorities? I really wanted a solid friend group. I threw that out of the window because I realized I didn't need to add extra people into my life. Sidebar. But for you who's listening right now, do a few things. Break down what kind of friends you want. What kind of friends are you looking for? What are your hobbies to even start? Like where are places that you can go where you can meet like-minded people? We've heard about the whole run club things where you start meeting people because you like running. Folks who like going to bars, lounges, clubs, paint and sip, walking groups, So many different avenues, going to the park, actually going to events around the city or places where you live so you can meet different people, joining LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups. I'm telling you, so many people feel exactly like you do and they want friends too. I think people tend to stay in their silos and don't want to reach back out because I know it can be hard, it can be exhausting, but you need social love. Like, I understand that so hard. I think do that, okay? Try reaching out, breaking outside of your comfort zone, going out to meet different types of people, and you start building that tribe slowly. You just need that one. I have like a solid group of, I think that helps like 7 solid good friends, like, and they're all in such different aspects of their life. And like, those are people that I know I've built a solid quality relationship with. And I think it's important to have those kind of people. Donald has a question, folks.
Am I one of the 7?
No, Donald. You're not. You're such an annoying. Okay, so another question. I'm paraphrasing here. Sometimes you meet phenomenal people and have the most phenomenal conversations in that moment. It's okay to leave those moments. That is so true. Like, genuinely, I feel like I used to be that person who I would experience something with someone. And this could also even be with romantic relationships. I would experience something with someone and I would choose to be like, let me romanticize this to be a whole thing. Or I'll meet someone who I'm like, me and that girl just gelled really well. We're going to be best friends for the rest of our lives. We never speak anymore. I used to think that was a slight on me or in that person or our relationship. However, it's just, there's sometimes where you're just meant to meet someone, have a really, really good time with them, take that memory and move on from it. And like, have the memory be a lesson, honestly, and you can grow from it. So I definitely align with what she's saying. Nunia21 says, we're friends until they give me a reason not to be. I'm not going to take time to evaluate friendships that are working. When they stop working, I'll know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I feel like that feels very cut-offy. You know what I mean? I feel like that centers, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, that centers this commenter as like the sun where everybody else is rotating around. I think friendships are also like partnerships, right? Where you're also giving and taking. Like, that's where good quality friendships come from. You should be able to also speak to your friends. If a friendship isn't working, whose fault is it, right? Can we talk things through? Because I also don't like that sometimes we tend to give up on our friends, but give romantic relationships a lot more leeway than we do friendships. And this is across the board. Like, especially with women, like, we tend to be like, oh, that girl, like, she pissed me off, she did this, she's gone. Versus that man who's done you dirty 50 million times, you're still up his ass. Still giving him another chance, giving him 50 chances, when that girl might have done something that if you talked it out, you could have like worked through it. So that's also something to think about. An odd nugget, if you will. I love that we're keeping that, an odd nugget. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna like this one right here.